Any heroin bag you out there in the street is crack heroin. Know why? Because if the guy's in methadone and he shoots it up and he doesn't feel it, he'll think the dealer ripped him off. He'll go to the guy and maybe, he'll want his money back. This stuff cuts through methadone. Methadone is supposed to create a blockade of the opiate receptors. When I was in methadone, I tried to overcome with heroin. You had to shoot for $200 with it. You wouldn't do it. It really would block the receptors. Crack heroin cuts right through that. It makes methadone ineffective. There's an opiate blocker. Prison, that was life, period. That's what everybody thought, until I got that good feeling from helping someone. I said, if I could ever have a job and live where I could feel good, my whole life changed. That's what we gotta know. We gotta feel, we're gonna die someday. What did we do in this world? What did we do? Did we always want the better car, the better house, the money, the best girl? What did we do to help? You're the people that can do it because you belong to the deep drug policy. The SSDP is that you selected for it. So maybe something can happen tonight. Maybe you can help us. Prevention. Mostly AIDS prevention, but with malaria and other prevention. Prevention is most cost effective. We want to show good and help expose this national emergency, help people. I sort of wanted to make this talk to a friend of mine, Stephen Clevitis. The last talk I found, he died. He was at the protest at the Kennedy building. He died, he used crack heroin. People are dying from this. Babies are getting AIDS from this. It's the truth. Any heroin you get out there, it's the designer heroin. There's only about 5% of the product is a new drug. But it's such a powerful drug. You get it. When I first became a heroin addict, it took 2 months to do one bag. Right? To do a whole bag, I want to have a party. Oh, I'm a big guy, I did one whole bag. This crack heroin, in 2 weeks you're doing 10 bags. People doing 50 bags. We analyzed one bag. It was 10% procaine and 9% lidocaine. Either one. It was 19% both procaine and lidocaine. That's 10,000 times more than you need. That gives you a heart attack, worse than electric shift. We try to educate the addicts who come to us. We say, if you're doing a lot, like gram, 50, 40 bags, you do a little bit first. If you feel bad pins and needles or bad shakes, it's a bad bag. The people who make it aren't chemists. The colleges are here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We can get rid of 10 cases. They could take a case of books or whatever. You could sell them for $1, whatever. The needle arrest, the more they all made a deal that if we wouldn't protest and enforce the issue with the needle cases, he would stop making needle exchange arrests. And we made a deal on the 10th floor in the DA's office on 100th Street. We wanted the same thing with crack heroin. We wanted to have a trial where we could bring the necessity defense, bring the evidence in, that we would allow the trial. But this is the campaign. AIDS Brigade, fall with needles, we won. Our campaign now is crack heroin. We can win. We can win right here. We can change this country. This is right now, this is a national emergency that's being ignored. But they can't ignore it forever. You can't ignore the Holocaust. You can't ignore murder, kids with AIDS dying terrible death. And this is not going to be ignored. We can help make it happen quicker. Ask that question. All these, oh yeah, it's been around for so long, lidocaine and heroin. Where's one arrest where they seize lidocaine and heroin together? One laboratory shut down, one. And then it's being allowed by the government.
There's so many people involved. There's so many churches involved in this too. It's ridiculous. It just seems ridiculous to me that such hypocrisy could still exist. You know, like we saw in the first movie, they're spoon-feeding kids drugs, and then they become adults and they continue using drugs, then they don't lock them up. And who says they're not going to do drugs in jail? You know, so it's just really ridiculous that these things still go on and no one's really doing anything about it.
So, the efforts that put into this film and obviously pushing the film in the first place, it seems like the sole effort was from what other work was done to get politicians to the group. Was anybody else, did anybody else really care to make politicians think of this?
You know, it's really funny that not a lot of people know about these laws. They were opening a topic in my neighborhood, and the other day I saw like all these people online. I grabbed the camera with another coworker, and we're like, let's go interview people and see if anyone knows anything about the Rockefeller drug laws, about this reform. And you know, all these kids of mine are just like, I don't have an opinion, I don't know anything. Like, I just want to stay here and see keep moms, you know. So it's just like, a lot of people don't know, and a lot of people are going to jail, and we're spending at least $45,000 a year to keep people incarcerated when just drug rehabilitation would be just $15,000 a year. Go ahead.
Do you know the difference between sentencing for crack cocaine and powder cocaine?
I know that I know marijuana is no longer like a major thing, but cocaine, narcotics in general are still, it's the same thing. There's no more minimum mandatory things. What happened now is was a major reform. Like just saying judges can have a say in these laws and in sentencing is a great thing. But the battle still continues. We want to fully repeal the drug policy and also the SSDP. They're all doing like great work to even in Albany to try to get these laws fully repealed. It just takes people and it takes voices to go ahead.
But I think also one thing that is changing in Canada, especially in law enforcement, because we have racial targeting and all of that. Even when we change the law, it doesn't mean that the police and properties keep going to the same and that's the same people.
And I don't know about here. I'm actually from Hopkinton, Massachusetts. I lived in New York for about 4 years now, and it's really funny that you see that they have like these. They say they can just randomly go through your bag, whatever, in New York, and you go on a subway and there's usually like a police table set up, but there's never one in a neighborhood that's like the Upper East Side that's predominantly white and rich. There's never a sting operation there. It's always like in the Bronx or Brooklyn. So it's really ridiculous that, so yeah, we have to really do something about it. And it's really funny, and I actually feel good to be here, with other people that actually care and want to do something, because a lot of people just don't. They just don't know, they don't care, it doesn't affect them directly. So I hope that this weekend we gather more people and more people for this cause. It's really important. And it's funny, like, even with AIDS and how much, by keeping all these people in jail, how much like the rate of HIV infections goes up as well. So it's really something we should all be worried about and invested in. So if there are no more questions, I'll just let you guys go. I thank you very much.